Welcome to another video, family. Today's video is going to be entitled Beyond Freedom and Dignity. Okay, and it's going to address the psycho part of the psycho-spiritual oppression and bondage that our people, Yasharala, faces by our enemies. Okay, I like to give recognition to our top three psychologists, psychiatrists who contributed to our understanding of the psycho part of our psycho-spiritual oppression and bondage that we face. Dr. Bobby E. Wright, Dr. Amos Wilson, and the sister who put out the ISIS papers. Okay, I can't remember her name right now, but the sister that put out the ISIS papers. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, okay, and two of these three people came from Chicago, which is very significant, which shows that Chicago is a very special place, okay, and has a lot of influence on our liberation and the solutions to the problems that we face as a people. Okay, now this series is going to be talking about how we take our liberation, okay, and what the war is really all about. Of course, we've been told that the war was about slavery, that 1865, the Civil War. Then after that, we were told the war was over Marxism, Leninism. The war was over feminism. The war was about student rights. The war is about class. Okay. And no one wants to talk about the racial aspect of the war, okay, or the spiritual aspect of the war. The psychological part of the war, which is the war over the mind or consciousness of our people. Okay, this is the wall that our enemy has erected to separate our people from the Most High, because the three components of the character that Dr. Martin Luther King talked about are DNA, bloodline, consciousness or mass consciousness, and spirit. And what our enemy is doing is they erected a wall which can, in your consciousness, which can now separate you from the Most High and separate your DNA from your spirit. So by doing that, they can cut off your source of power and strength. And effectively, what they're doing is they're taking your soul. Okay. And now I like to read some psychological tenets or wisdom from one of our psychological giants, teachers, Dr. Bobby E. Wright. He says, a mental health truth: the greatest pathology in the world, the greatest sickness in the world, is for people to believe in something just because they wish for it to be so. Okay. And he also talked about menticide. And I'm going to give the definition of menticide right here. Menticide is defined as the deliberate and systematic destruction of a group's mind, with the ultimate aim or objective being the extirpation or the extermination of that group. Okay. And it was Dr. Bobby E. Wright that exposed B.F. Skinner, who he said was one of the 5 most dangerous craftsmen in the world. He exposed B.F. Skinner when Skinner said this: behavior is shaped and maintained by its consequences. And he said this is why Skinner wrote Beyond Freedom and Dignity. And by writing Beyond Freedom and Dignity, he was saying we can give these so-called black people what they want or what they're asking for and still control them. They were asking for freedom. But freedom really is the ability to do what thou wilt. And that's coming from the law of Thelema. Okay? To do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Okay? And so we have to be careful what we're asking for. So Skinner said that behavior is shaped and maintained by its consequences. So the behaviorists already know that they can give us all of the things that we're asking for, including reparations. But if they can control and shape our minds and then determine the consequences of our actions, then they can control exactly what we do. So by doing this, they can take the chains off, and as long as they maintain the chains on our minds and maintain the wall of our consciousness, or over our consciousness, or mass consciousness, which separates us from our spirit and our DNA genetic bloodlines, then they can neutralize us and keep us away from our Most High. And by doing that, they can take our souls. Okay? And let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, also, what makes B.F. Skinner so dastardly, so evil, is that he created the Skinner rat cages experiment, which is what ghettos, these urban cities are all about, where all of the resources of our people are controlled by our enemies: the water, the lights, the food supplies, the stores. All of these things are controlled by our enemies, and that's slavery. That's not freedom. So this is one example of how we were given freedom from the marches of the so-called civil rights. Okay, but yet they maintain control over our people. Okay. So one answer to our liberation is for our people to exit us and get out of these rat cages, these cities, these Skinner rat cage cities that we now find ourselves in, because it makes us very vulnerable, okay, to attack and to targeting and extermination by our enemies. Okay, so with that, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to be talking about another topic that's going to piggyback from this, where I'm going to be showing the symbols of the Lima and the Confederate South, the Southern Confederate flag, the British flag, the flag of Zionist Israel. Okay, I'm going to be showing how all of these flags basically represent the same people, the same symbols. Okay, so once again, my videos are on the shadow ban by YouTube, so please subscribe, hit the like button, please share the video to as many people as you can to get the message out. Till then, enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom, and thank you for watching.